Welcome back, sleepers of Arrakis, to another week of deep desert hot and cold map. That's right, this is the place that after the Coriolis storm blows through, we analyze what the best places are for us to go out and get our dirty little fingers on for the best loot. But before we get to that point, let's take a second to just thank everybody out there in the community. We are trying to drive for at least 2,000 subs by the end of the year, and you guys are coming through greatly. Last week we had a huge surge, and I really appreciate all the support that everyone in this Dune Awakening community is showing. We might be the best community on the internet right now, and I hope that we keep it growing. We need to make sure that this kind of content is going out and making people excited about jumping into the game and becoming more of our members in our community. So make sure to like, share, and spread the word, my sleepers, because it is our job to make sure that Arrakis is thriving in the future. And now, what can we look forward to for this week? It is all in that G lane. It's all about the G. Yeah. We have the entire Forge armor set that is going to be dropping in G6's large shipwreck. It's a 20% chance to pick up each of the pieces, but hey, it looks like this is going to be the primary thing that you're going to find out there, so make sure that you are jumping out to G6. I'm not a big fan of the Forge, but hey, it is a armor set, and it's something that you might as well get out there and get if you can, especially if your server is not a hard PvP server that is going to be blocking you from it. You might as well get as many of those things as you possibly can get your hands on. Next is a big one. The Regis Disruptor Pistol is back. That's right. G8 large shipwreck. This is a 100% chance drop. Make sure that you are jumping out there for that Disruptor Pistol if you don't have it already. If you want to have multiple copies just in case one of them burn themselves down, make sure to get out there. This is a guaranteed drop for that Regis Disruptor Pistol. It is PvP, so be careful. However, this only comes around like once every 3 weeks, so make sure that you are taking advantage and getting it. The Regis Disruptor Pistol is a great weapon for PvP and PvE because it tears that shield down and allows you to get up close and personal with your stabbies. So make sure that you are getting out to G8 for that large shipwreck and picking up the Regis Disruptor Pistol. Next, we do have another big item that we can be grabbing in D4. That's right, D4. This is going to be a PvE scenario. This is the Regis triple shot repeating rifle. D4's Imperial testing station. You get out there, it's an 80% chance drop that you are going to get this. They are basically saying that you only need to run this thing once or twice to get your hands on it, but you might as well get a few copies while you're at it, especially when it's in a safe zone. This Regis triple shot repeating rifle is a fabulous weapon to have. It puts out a lot of damage because you are not only taking 119 damage per bullet, but you're multiplying it by 3. And I don't want to do the math on that. So it's around 300 something, 360, 340, 360, somewhere around 360. So make sure that you are jumping out there and you are getting this D4 Imperial testing station under your cap. Not only that, but you're also going to get all the great materials that you can find out there. Finally, there is that Wayfinder helm that's always on the map, but once again, I only throw it in there because there are some people out there who love to fly around and scan stuff. So if you are a scanner type person, that Wayfinder helm is going to be your best friend. Make sure to get it. It is absolutely dropping from everything, so the more you loot, the better chances you get of having it. Now, as everyone's favorite part of the sesh is jumping into looking at that deep desert and what we have to grind up to bring back to our bases for the end of the week. We are back down to that 5 large spice plume rotation again. It looks like we are bouncing back and forth from 5 to 6 every week. I guess they can't make their mind up on which one is the more balanced end of it. However, what I can say is that it is mostly getting banged out this week in the left side of the map, or what we say with the west if we're trying to be like geographic perfectly correct. So we are seeing a lot of large spice plumes over here, and only one special one all by itself over here in F9. So you can definitely be looking for a lot of action if you are on a PvP heavy server for this top west corner of the deep desert, because that's where all the juicy stuff is. Well, besides the fact that G6 and G8 have some pretty spicy loot in it. So what we'd have to say is that if you are planning on for a safe week, I would try to cut myself to the east side of the map. That's right, the east side is probably going to be your safest area to go at if you're going to look to build a base and you are a good PvE farmer. I would say somewhere right in E8 or E9 is probably going to be a numero uno, because this is where the least amount of resistance is going to be found, and it's close to jumping up there into that G8 and G6 area to grab the other stuff. If you are looking for the action because you are ready to destroy people, then you might want to be building up right here on the E borders and trying to figure out a place before somebody takes it up and builds their own mansion there. Also, remember that there is a great need for stuff down here in the D4 Imperial testing station, because this is going to be where you're going to find that the triple shot. So make sure that if you can, you are setting up somewhere inside of the vicinity of E4 and E5, because we are talking about a very good place to jump over, grab spice, make sure that you are hitting that nice little factory there in D4 to get that triple shot rifle as many times as you can, and then possibly not get killed by PvPers trying to wreck your weekend. Thank you all, and now we go on to the next segment. And moving on to the shout out section of the video, we can start off with SpongeBob423. He is a return user. He says Shai Hulud is pleased, bless is coming and going every week. SpongeBob, you have once again won the award for most pleasing to the Shai Hulud. Congratulations. Next, we have Juggernaut Chaser and Hodge6664, who are both very concerned about how the loot is still just staying the same and there's nothing new getting dropped into the game. Juggernaut's all about thinking that the respawn rates are ridiculous, and of course there's nothing exciting here because this is the same loot as the last 2 weeks. That's right, boys, they have not really diversified much since we have gotten this thing rolling, but at least it's out there and they're giving people chances to get their hands on some of the equipment that is still probably out of reach for some people for quite a while. Next, we have Psychotropic Nila Chatan 8869. He says one good drop would make people farm all week. It probably would bring some people back in. This week we have a good one. We have the disruptor and the triple shot, so hopefully that's going to be enough to bring people in to jump out there and grab as many copies of those blueprints as they possibly can get their hands on. Finally, we have a shout out to two people who are big fans, and I love these guys to death. We have Mario Angel Guzmelli 7750. He says the bird is the word. Good breakdown. Thank you, Mario. You are a fabulous fan. And we have my T1 says, loving these. They help me strategize my week. I am so happy to hear that because I put effort and energy into thinking about how to make this game easier and more comfortable for more people to jump out and play. And whenever I see a comment like this, my T1, I feel warm inside. Thank you very much. Now, as always, thank you guys for coming out and sharing this time with me. Remember that the deep desert changes every week, and I'm here to report on it. Also, share, like, put this stuff out into the community so that everybody can have a chance to see it and we can help this channel grow. Remember, we are aiming for 2,000 members by the end of the year, so hopefully we can reach that. And if we do, it is all up to you guys because you are the best that are out there. Thank you very much and have a great day.